Okay, I want to go over really quickly on what your profile settings page is all about. And you can get to your settings page by clicking on the More menu here down in your Seller Dock and going to Settings. Or if you'd like, this up here is called a hamburger menu. My girlfriend didn't know that it was called that, but this is called a hamburger menu. And you can click on this and go down to Settings. It'll also bring you to your company profile page. All right, here you can upload your logo, which you probably already did during your initial setup, but here's all your information. Your logo, your company name, your phone number, your website if you have one, your address. I know a lot of you estate sale companies are work from home companies. You don't have to put your street address if you don't want to, but you do need to put your city, your state, and your zip code, because this is how the lead system will find your company. This is your contact information, how you want it to be displayed, obviously with your email, if it's a different email than the one that you are signing up for the website. You also can deny people from looking for you with your email address if you'd like, but you could toggle it on if you want to. This is for our messaging system, which we will talk about in a little bit later video. This is your certifications. If you've got certifications, you can upload them all here with your logo. They will show up on your profile page. We are going to be updating this section to give you access to Jenna's certifications. So that will be updated soon. This is for your external reviews and ratings. Unfortunately, when a client leaves a review on another website, they own that review. So there's no way to pull that review legally, but you can copy and paste them in here and it will show up on your profile. This section are the default terms and conditions for your sales. So if you are writing the same default terms and conditions for every single sale, you put them in here, you never have to write them again, they'll automatically populate. I will say that when you are creating a new sale, you are able to override this if there's specific terms and conditions to that sale. But this just pretty much helps you just write it once, and it's just the default on every sale that you create. This next package, it's called the Client Welcome Packet. And I learned this from Jenna at mygenerosityestatesales.com. What she does is, as soon as she's finished with the client conversation on a phone, she emails them a welcome packet. And that welcome packet is basically instructions to that client on what not to do and what to do. And it's basically their instruction booklet, which I thought was an incredible idea. So to save you guys time, you can upload your packet, okay, if you have one. If you don't have one, I highly recommend you do get one. And as soon as you are done with the phone call, one button will email it directly to the client from our CRM system, which we will talk about in a future video. This next section, which I think is probably one of the most important sections, because one of the biggest complaints I've gotten from estate sale companies for other websites is that their lead systems are horrendous. And the reason is because when a lead comes into their website, they pretty much blast out that lead to every single company. Well, not here. This pipeline is a massive funnel that will link you with the best type of customer for your type of service. And you do that by setting up these filters. Sorry about that. I don't know. I got all confused there. Anyways, if you're on vacation, you can always turn off getting leads. Here, you can increase or decrease your service area. If you want to do all of Florida, you're more than welcome to if you're in Florida or whatever state you're in. Or if you want to add zip codes, you can. You can do it by zip codes and you just add them. And then all the leads that come in for those zip codes will, if they match to you, they will be sent to you, okay? I don't want you to think that the person has to be in that zip code. It's where the estate sale is going to be. So out of state or out of town clients can still contact you as long as the sale that they're going to have is in that radius that you have. There's even more filters for you guys. These are the type of reasons that clients are contacting, are trying to hire people. So, for example, some people don't like to do divorces, so don't click on it, okay? Because I know divorces can sometimes be a little bit complicated. So if you don't want to deal with clients that are going through a divorce, you don't have to. They won't even contact you. These are all just a bunch of filters. And another extremely important filter that I added on here is if somebody lives in the house. I know a lot of you estate sale companies don't want to deal with clients that are living in the house while you're doing the estate sale. So this will just filter it out. There's no reason for you to deny clients or anything because they just won't contact you. It's better business. It looks a lot better, and it will help. It'll help filter out the clients that you don't want. The next section here is your preferred movers. Now, I added this section because it's very logical for buyers. And let me explain. For example, if you have a piece of furniture on your sale, there's a ton of customers that are like, oh, I would love to buy that piece of furniture, but I don't have a truck. I don't have a way to move it. It just becomes too complicated for them, and then they just move on, okay? If you add the most amount of convenience for a buyer to purchase your items, you will sell more. So I added this section, so if you have a preferred moving company, it'll show up on the sale and say, hey, don't worry, if you want to buy that furniture, we have a mover for you. So it makes things a lot easier for the buyers. The next section is your accepted payments. I've seen a bunch of listings that you guys have to keep. We accept cash only, or we accept credit card, or we accept Zelle, blah, blah, blah. You set it once here, you forget it. It shows up on every sale. And the cool thing too is if you click on credit cards and you do charge a service charge, you could just add whatever service charge it is. It will show up on the listing. This next section is for Square invoicing. And this is a brand new section. This is a great idea that Jenna had for mygenerosity.com. Basically, we don't accept any types of payments for your sales, or we don't charge you any types of commissions for any of that stuff. But she wanted to be able to sell things for clients and have them pay. So what you can do here is if you have a Square account, you can connect it. And then the Square will send them an invoice on your account. We don't touch any of the money. You just connect it. I'm just trying to make it as easy as possible for you guys to get paid. So you can do that here. This next section is a short bio, and this is basically like your little elevator pitch that's going to show up on your company page. That's just like, hey, I'm Andy. I came up with estatesalefinder.net, blah, blah, blah. Short bio. And then this next one is your full story. This is your about section. This you could get a little bit more detailed, have a little bit more time. Highly recommended. People love to read about your company. This next section is what's definitely going to set us apart. It's called the store workspace section, okay? And if you have a storefront, an actual physical storefront, you can add it here. If you rent a booth at an antique mall, you can add it here. And if you activate the store mode, we have an entire section called the collective where you're able to list all of your inventory. I mean, my main vision is to be able to have as much local inventory available to buyers for them to be able to go pick them up. It's basically the convenience of Amazon and Etsy and everything else, but for local buyers. So this is where you set up that section. The next section is called the shopping mode. And this is basically how buyers that are on the website use the website. So if you click this little toggle, it's going to show you all the cool things that we have for buyer retention. Now, you have route planning, you have a wish list, photo reminders, save sales, going status, and sent offers. The route planning basically is the easiest way for you to choose your path for all the sales that you're going to go to on a weekend. All you do is click one button, add to route, and then it all gets sent to the GPS, making it very easy. The wish list is pretty much the most powerful feature, I think, that's going to get your sales in front of eyes that never wanted to go to an estate sale before. And this basically says, if I'm a collector of Pyrex for whatever reason, and I'll put the word Pyrex on my wish list, as soon as the sale has Pyrex listed on it, they get notified of that sale. And so it basically turns the estate sale world into some of the most convenient shopping possible. And that was never something that was done before, because estate sales are known to be treasure hunting. Like, you need to go, you need to find the things, and then that's how it goes. So this is making it more convenient for a whole bunch of people that normally wouldn't be shopping at estate sales. The photo reminders is very powerful for buyers because, believe it or not, we go to every single sale we could possibly go to. We can't keep them straight. I don't know what's at what sale, or I can't remember if I wanted, what from what sale. So these photo reminders, when I click on them, when I'm at the sale, I get reminded of what items it is that I was looking at that sale. So it's pretty convenient. Obviously, they can save sales. This is for me to check in as a buyer and say, hey, I'm going to that. That way you guys as sellers know how many people are going to be going to the sale, or approximately. And then the sent offers for offers that I've sent to purchase things prior to sales if you guys are offering it. The next section is pretty self-explanatory. These are all just your notifications, whether you want the emails, if you want, all the little bells and whistles to be notified of everything. But notice up here, okay? This one is off by default, and this will all depend on the type of company that you're running and what you want to do with it. This is a post-sale evaluation report. Now, we are going to talk about what's called the sale marketing report a little bit later, but this is if you want to be notified at the end of the sale for you to be able to evaluate how that sale did and the recommendations that our system has to make your next sale better. So if you're into data and if you're into growing and you want to make more money, I highly recommend you activate this, because the more data, the better. The next section is your social media section, pretty self-explanatory. Just add all your social medias. It will show up on your company profile. The next section, listen, we are brand new and we need as much promotion as possible. The add our badge to your website, pretty easy. Just copy and paste the code, put it in your website, and you can choose between light and dark, which is not working right now, but I will fix it. Oh, there it is. You could choose that for your badge just to help us grow and so that people know that you are on estateSaleFinder.net. And the last one, obviously, the refer a friend. Referral seller, they sign up, you get 30 days additional for free, and they get 30 days for free. And that is pretty much everything that goes on in your settings page